Peace, everybody. You're now tuned in to the All Viral Access Media Show. Alright? Let's get it.
You're now tuned in to All Viral Access Media. You dig?
I'm not a lawyer, but I finally got around to reading the full 81-page lawsuit that Drake has filed against UMG, and in it, he gives 3 reasons as to why he's suing UMG and not Kendrick Lamar. So let me give you the recap, and it really comes down to money. First, early in the lawsuit, Drake makes it clear that, quote, "This lawsuit is not about the artist who created Not Like Us. It is instead entirely about UMG, the music company that decided to publish, promote, exploit, and monetize allegations that it understood were not only false, but dangerous." It goes on to say very explicitly that Drake is not a pedophile. Drake has never engaged in any acts that would require he be, quote, "placed on neighborhood watch."
That name gotta be registered and placed on neighborhood watch.
Drake has never engaged in relations with a minor.
A minor.
Drake has never been charged with or convicted of any criminal acts whatsoever. And so, as a company that published, promoted, exploited, and monetized, Drake says he wants UMG. All right, so reason number 1 as to why Drake is suing UMG is because he says one of their motivations for promoting and making Not Like Us a success was to damage his popularity, so that when it came time to renegotiate his contract, he wouldn't be the superstar he once was, and therefore wouldn't be able to demand the amount of money and rates he typically would have been able to get. The lawsuit says that the rise of streaming platforms has given established artists more leverage and power in their negotiations. So Drake, for example, has been making music for a while. His success is well documented. He has hit songs. And so renewing a contract with him theoretically isn't much of a risk for a company like UMG. He's a pretty solid bet with a track record to prove it. So for that reason, established artists who knows what they bring to the table, has the numbers to back it up, and can understand how much a company can stand to make off of them, can demand a higher rate when they're negotiating a deal. Unless brand, reputation, and popularity of that established artist is all of a sudden tarnished or damaged. Now that artist isn't able to demand that high rate that they once were able to, and now the company has more leverage when negotiating their contract and can maybe get that artist to sign at a discounted rate. So that's what Drake and his team are saying happened here. They say UMG was motivated to make Not Like Us a hit because it devalued Drake's music and his brand, which would allow them to renew his contract at a price that's more favorable to them. Now on to reason number 2, and this one has to do with Kendrick Lamar's contract. The lawsuit says that Kendrick was also signed to UMG, but he only signed a short-term deal that started in 2023 and ended in 2024. And while they wanted Kendrick to sign a longer deal, he only agreed to a short-term deal so that he could see if UMG was actually valuable to him and if they could promote his music more effectively than any other music company. But the problem, according to the lawsuit, is a short-term deal meant that UMG only had a short period of time to prove their worth to Kendrick. And the lawsuit claims UMG used the song Not Like Us to do it. It says UMG chose to publish and promote this song knowing it contained defamatory material against Drake, all in an effort to show Kendrick how valuable they could be to him and get him to sign a longer-term deal with them. And the lawsuit says that that longer-term deal was signed in December of 2024. And now the final reason listed in the lawsuit as to why Drake is suing UMG is again because of money. But this time it's a little more direct. The lawsuit says that UMG has a division-based bonus structure that allows division executives to benefit from their artists regardless if it affects another UMG division's artist. Follow me. So UMG is a parent company, and under it there are labels or divisions like Interscope and Republic. So if an artist that's signed to Interscope, like Kendrick is, has a wildly successful song or album, executives at Interscope may get bonuses or other benefits to reflect the success of that artist and their music. And it doesn't matter if that success is at the expense of another UMG division's artist like Republic, where Drake is signed. So here Drake is alleging that John Janik, who is the CEO of Interscope, was motivated to make Not Like Us a success, regardless of the defamatory allegations, because he himself was directly rewarded as well. It also notes that John Janik and the CEO of Republic, Monty Littman, are both being considered to replace Lucien Grange, who is the CEO of UMG, the parent company. Some other things worth noting from the lawsuit is that Drake and his team point out UMG and Lucian Grange should specifically know the harm and seriousness of publicizing defamatory claims because they were recently listed as defendants in one of the lawsuits against Diddy. In that Diddy lawsuit, UMG and Lucian Grange were accused of aiding and abetting Diddy while he committed heinous and widespread acts of violence against minors. Lucian and UMG's legal team immediately filed a motion to have the case dismissed against them and argued that the accusations were offensively false, and if they were not in a court document, they would be considered defamation. Lucian specifically said that the allegations against him in the lawsuit were knowingly and maliciously false and defamatory, and that, quote, a single lie can destroy a reputation of integrity, and while it takes years to build a reputation, it can be ruined in 5 minutes. So again, Drake's point here is that even though they just had to fight off their own allegations, that still wasn't enough to stop them from releasing, promoting, and re-promoting a song that had similar allegations about one of their own artists. And the lawsuit says that when Drake confronted UMG about all of this, they refused to do anything about it. In fact, the lawsuit says that UMG told Drake that if he sued them, they would just in turn sue Kendrick Lamar and imply that then Drake would be made fun of for looking like he sued another rapper over a rap battle. All right, so I won't go into all of the details about how many times the song was played, here it says billions, or how it was played at national events like the DNC, NBA games, MLB games, WNBA games, or how it is surely going to be played at the upcoming Super Bowl halftime show that Kendrick Lamar will be headlining. I also won't talk about how Drake claims that UMG used its ownership stake in Complex and Vivo to also promote and boost the song. But I will say that Drake has 3 causes of action for this lawsuit. He is officially suing UMG for defamation, which goes to UMG, according to Drake, knowingly and maliciously publishing defamatory statements about him, all of which negatively impact his personal and professional reputation and directly impacts him financially. The second cause of action is harassment, because according to Drake, the song made a call for violence against him, and even when that violence started to happen, which is a reference to the shooting and break-ins that happened at his house, that still wasn't enough to stop UMG from promoting the song. And then the third cause of action is for violating the New York General Business Law, which has to do with Drake's claim that UMG paid people to promote and play the song, misleading the public to believe that it was more popular than it actually was. Oh, and Kai Cenat and some other YouTubers were mentioned in the lawsuit, but that just had to do with the claim that UMG was doing everything they could to promote Not Like Us, including whitelisting the song or like removing the copyright from it on YouTube so that streamers could play the songs on their videos and still get monetized. All right, so now that you have that context, tell me what you think. Does Drake have a point, or is he still just mad he lost the battle?
Before you leave, make sure you hit that like button, that share button, and definitely subscribe. All right? This is All Viral Access Media, okay? And I'm out this mother. Peace.